This is Gerald Habermas. Even though we're not so very aware of it, but every letter in a word is a very good choice. And these letters have a position and they actually describe a certain focus, and the combination of all these focuses describe actually the word very well. Let's go to folder. And I looked already up some images of folders, and you can have some variations. You can have a folder like a map. That I didn't think about it immediately, because a folder how it's used in my language is more like a folder, like a brochure. But it's all in between that. So you can be a map where something can be taken out, or where the map folds out and where something can be taken out. And even the brochure has also this connotation of folding, folded up paper where you can read. So these kind of associations are made with folder. And I have this theory, which you can see here at the right, resumed, where every letter has a specific position, either in space or in time or in a contextual context. Let's say to figure out how it hangs together. They can all describe, positions, focuses, and the combinations of these focuses, they describe the word. So let's go to the F part first. So the F, it's in the second category. The second category is about directions, about changes, and so it is the middle category. So it is influenced by what I develop, how I want to develop, and the feedback process, which says, no, that is how it is developing. That is how you can develop it. So it is in between that zone. It's that learning process in between where you will find directions. So to figure out, okay, so that when you make something, it unfolds into a certain direction, how it should unfold itself, because that's the possibility that it receives in its development. So we have to find directions, and we have to figure out the directions, in which direction the things are unfolding while we are unfolding them. And then so both influences are still important in this in-between zone. So there is this initiating phase with D, N, and Y. We have the developing phase with O, E, and Z, and W. And eventually the resulting phase, where the development is becoming clear in which direction it is really developing, or how it developed, or how it is able to develop. So the last three letters, G, F, and P, are about where it will land into, where it will lead to, so and in which direction it will lead to. So you have the horizontal, vertical, and diagonal direction. Both of them actually are about what is changed at that point. So also the vertical in that way will, in the background, will play along. It means what has been changed according to what I wanted to develop and what is possible to develop. So that's why I also have these three diagonal angles there. So that means that something is developing and is going into a different direction already. We follow that in G. Something is truly developing into a different direction, and yes, we need to follow it to have a certain result. And in the P, everything is coming together into the diagonal, and we see into which it all developed. But in the F, it is like everything is developing into a certain direction, and it is actually, it's also like in the every third category is about context, but here the context is secondary because we are all about directions. The context is still framed. It's not unpredictable, and that we have to figure out its context. It has still a certain predictability. Means it is within our range of scope of what we can achieve. So all the different sorts of variations that you have of what in which part it can develop, it is within our scope of and range of what we understand, what we can achieve, and so on. So these 4 green arrows that you see there are like the variations in between. We can choose pick out actually the right pick, and there will be a certain pick that we developed something and that will respond, and that will have a responding balanced out direction. So in between this zone we will find our direction. So it is straightforward but directed by circumstances and also within a certain limited range. So it is a direction vertically, where we want to take out what is what we want to develop, and it will meet somewhere in between the zone where it will say, okay, this is possible to develop and this is what we want to develop, and in between there it will have a meeting point, and there we will take out the right choice at the right moment, and so on. That's the F in a lot of explanations, but then you have also an idea where you can find the F. And of course, in the folders, you have a choice. That will mean, if we take the object of folders and immediately focus upon the folders, it means that we might have a couple of folders or a couple of options which is in the folder, and we'll take out the right thing at the right time. In a folder, it will be, there will be the moment of when we open the folder and take something out, will be directed by that, or also the file itself that will be taken out will be a choice by need in the right moment and right place. We will take out the right thing at the right place, or the folder itself. This one we need now. We will choose now, and we will deliver also at a certain point. Is also based upon the same idea of a starting point. This is the starting point in F, which fits very well with our attitude, how we start to look at the folder. It's our choice of direction, where we have a couple of choices, and we will take out the right choice, so that we will open the folder and take out something from the folder, or open the folder itself whenever it is needed and whenever the need is there, and then that will be our starting point to focus upon the folder. Let's go to the choice of the vowels. I will take 3 vowels out to let you to make you conscious of what are actually the vowels. The vowels are actually like spaces with a different orientation. The A, the ah, is a physical focus, so it could be the map, the physical map itself. The O will be the zone of that surrounding space around the map, which will be then the site in a time frame, in a changing frame. So it will be dominating in all the changes and movement and time frames actually. So it's the surrounding space which makes all the moves possible. So it's like you have the map, that's a steady object that doesn't do anything, but if we take something out of the map, that will be of course related with the letter O. So that is indeed a very good choice as the second letter. The E then will be the letter that will show you the results of it. So that will also be practical to have that after the engagements of O, to have also at a certain point a result with the letter E, and that's also in folder, so that's also already visible. It shows its results in E. The E will not be chosen. E will be that's another vowel, and that's more needed for the context. So where does it come from? Which context decides for it? The reasons of influence that makes new things or new choices to be found or chosen and so on. That's decisive in that way. E for folder, it will not be the dominant aspect. It will just be the open choice in O to take something out. It's the potential which is now more important. That's why the O is more important than, for instance, than we would choose the E as a first vowel. It's not necessary now. So we know already of F, O. The D is also quite well at its place, because that will say I not only have a potential move to do something with it. With D, we will also deliberately move it. We will make a conscious decision, an initiative to make a move. If you see it in my scheme, it's also about movements, and it's about movements in the first positions. Is always about where you start from space. It's your initiative to make a move. That's the starting point of all the moves that are possible, where you start to say, yes, I will make a move. Or development as well. Yeah. So you have this folder, so let's have them here already together. But I missed here the L, so the L is still missing. The L, so what is the L? It's from the first category. It is a focus in space. So it is a focus upon what is changing in space. In the second category, the first category, the blue one, part and the underneath part are the starting points. Then you have the materialization points, and then you have the resulting points. Very logically, that's our focus. That's how our focus works. So it's in the developing parts where the forms, because it's about steady points, where the form is unfolding itself, it's showing its form, it's taking out its form, it's going to evolve to something else. We take out in that way. If we have to take out something, we take out, of course, the form. In this way, we can even say formula. We take out the form. With L. So if we put the L to it as well, we almost have the complete picture. We have the folder almost, except for the R. The R will be at the last category. The last category will be about feedback process. So here the feedback process will be dominant, which says the feedback is always about, what is really needed, and how does the context actually decides on what is needed. With R, we connect all the dots until the end. All the things that work together will unfold itself during its whole process, during the whole word, and will end in R as a way to say, like, oh no, we have a conclusion that where all it works in favor will also can be able to connect all the dots here. So folder, I will use it a little bit more combined together. So you start in the F, then the O, then the L, then the D, then the E. So I put it a little bit better into the order, into good balance, so that you can see in the right order in time what we're going to do. And the end result will be the R. R will connect the dots. Like I said, it's always into the three parts, like a beginning, a move, and an ending. Here it will be about the ending. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, R. It's the third part. I will connect the dots there. So I will, in the end, I will connect the dots. It doesn't want to say much more than that. I mean, I can say more about that, but that's what you can remember from it. But I will make it more clear what we'll have, and I will compare. I will build it up all again. So I will build up the full folder into two visions. One in over a certain time period. So we will start from F to O to L to D to E to R. And I will just focus on one point in the folder itself, on the object itself. So then you have a good idea what we will do. In the folder, we see here the options of choices. depending on what we are developing and so on. At a certain point, something can be taken out. That's very clear how that is our starting point in the folder itself. When we see it on the time frame, we have F, of course, as the first point. So, and that will be that free choice of a range of something that you can take out. Also here, the 4 different variations. But we'll take out one variation immediately. This is the one that we're going to pick out, and we do that according to any defined circumstance, of course. We will do that at a certain time, the right what we think is the right choice. We will make that choice, and that will have a counterbalance effect that we will take something out at a certain time. F. Dot. Something like that. The O will be the initiation to look for any opportunity. So we first make up our mind, okay, we will make a choice of direction that we want to take something out. We will do that when during a certain opportunity, in a certain opportunity that or in a certain initiative where we have a change and so on. So during a certain time process, that's the O. So it's according to circumstances. We will, of course, first look for the opportunity. Also in the folder itself, which you will see here, we will not just take out the right moment, we will also take the right opportunity at the same time to initiate it at a certain moment. So F plus O, so faux we have already. The L will be, okay, after our initiative and our mindset that is that, yeah, we make a choice at a certain point, and we choose an opportunity. Then, of course, we choose also the object itself that we will take out for the opportunity, and that will be the L. L, I already said, it's about a physical orientation. We take out the thing, and the form or the formula or the form, the format or whatever that shows its appropriate format or form, formula, or anything that fits to that as a thing. Here you have it also on the object. We will see, yeah, we have the folder itself now where we will take something out. D is then we will also not just take it out, we will also move it elsewhere with the D. Here the D, if we just move it into the physical space, you also have to move it into the time frame. So it is a bit double if I can see it there, but I don't have much options to design it, but it is a move. Not just in space, it will also be a move in time. I have no other options than to design it like that. And what is the next letter? It will be time, so that the time it will also move in time. And if I do that also to the second design, I will have, of course, that move towards time. So I move it to, at the same time, to that changed condition, to what I wanted to change there, why I chose it to take out that thing in the folder for a certain reason, to make a change, to make different, first option, and then make a choice and see that I have a different situation and different timing, all these kind of things that fit to E. It moves elsewhere toward that moment of change. And the R will, of course, like I said, connect the dots. So 1, 2, 3. So the 1, 2, 3 will be also visible into that the full word. So it will connect the dots as a move of all of its material. That's also what the theory says. It is a movement in material that goes positive, and it can go to the right timing and place. In R, in the 3 positions, you will be able to see that I started from my choice to the physical thing, what I take out in lit, to the actual move itself, so that in the end, after my initiative, taking the object, I will be able to move it to as a folder. So for that's my selection. Lit will be the material that I'll make my selection from, and R will make the context in it that I have indeed made a move via selection of the material, and that is what folder is describing. Well, this was clear enough. Some books to prepare you to get used to the method of combining letters with logic. And also the second part is about how did we do that in the past, in past scripts and so on. There's a web page to Soundinform with previous videos, and there's a Facebook page to get you with new information or new links or anything that is interesting regarding this subject. Thanks again for watching. Bye.